What's up, my reseller friends? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Sabrina. I thrift to resell on eBay, Poshmark, and Mercari. In this video, I am going to talk to you about why I am no longer going to be a full-time reseller. So most of my videos are made with the intent of educating my viewer on something that has to do with reselling. However, this video is more of a personal story about my hopes, my dreams, my fears, and I'm just gonna kind of be laying my heart out a little bit, discussing my journey as a reseller, and pretty much telling you why I'm no longer gonna be selling full-time. So I've been selling on eBay casually since the early 2000s, but I didn't really start seriously selling until maybe like 2016, 2017, when I really needed extra money to pay off my Disney parks addictions. So I wanted extra vacation money, right? So I was reselling as a side hustle to pay for Disney vacations, and it worked. It was so awesome, and I realized that I was really good at it. It's always kind of been a dream of mine to be a reseller. I grew up loving shows like American Pickers, is that what it was called? And then like Storage Wars and shows like that. And there's always been like a part of me that feels like I would be really good at reselling. I went to school for business. I have that entrepreneurship heart, but yet at the same time, I'm really scared to make like big risk. And I know that starting businesses, there's a lot of risk involved, right? But when you resell, there's like very little risk. So for me, I just felt like it was perfect for me. It was exactly what I wanted to do, and I loved doing it. So when, unfortunately, my boss, who was the owner of the company that I was working for, passed away, it was very traumatic. I wasn't ready to go back into work yet. So I decided that I was gonna follow my dream, and I was gonna turn my part-time side hustle eBay business into a full-time reselling business. It went okay for the first year. As far as profits go, as far as like enjoying it, it went really well. And I still like enjoy it so much, but I'm just gonna tell you all, and I feel like maybe I should make a separate video, because I feel like if I start going down the rabbit hole of talking about this, like I'm just gonna go on and on. Working for yourself at home, doing what you love to do, sounds great, right? Like it seems like there would be no stress involved in that, but I'm gonna tell you guys, there is actually a lot of stress when you make goals and you don't reach those goals. Or let's say you've invested like 60 hours a week worth of work, but at the end of the day, the amount of profits you see, it's like you would have made more if you were working at the grocery store across the street. And it's very discouraging. It wasn't always like that all the time. And that was another thing, is it can be very inconsistent when you're reselling. You can be having days or weeks or months where things are great, and then you'll just fall into a slump. And then it just goes up and down, and you just can never predict it, right? You want to go on vacation for a week, you have to put your store on vacation mode or time away mode. It's going to hurt your sales. It's just, there's that extra like stress involved when you know you're working really hard and you're not getting that payoff. When I started reselling full-time, it was the year, I forget for sure, but I think it was the end of 2021, and eBay was still doing, or just reselling in general was doing really good at the time still. But ever since then, I've just noticed that like I'm working harder and I'm listing more things, but yet I'm looking at my my bookkeeping, and I'm looking at my profits, because really at the end of the day, that's what you should be looking at, right? Because that's really what matters. I mean, you can make 100K a year in sales on eBay, but when you take out all your expenses, the taxes you pay, your shipping cost, is that number a good number? Is it going up? Is it going down? And I'm just, every year it's just going down. And it's hard. It's a hard thing, especially when you're working so hard. And I do my research. I research comps. I'm a part of all these groups. I'm trying to keep up to date with what's trending, what people are buying. I pay close attention to all that, but it's just, no matter how hard I try, like, I just feel like I'm just like not really getting anywhere, right? Like I should be growing every year and every year. And, that could be something that's me. Maybe this is just not for me. Or it could be environmental factors. It could be because I live in California, which is a very expensive place to live. And that goes along with sourcing. It's not cheap to source here. And I had been noticing a lot with the yard sales that the yard sales just weren't as great as they normally am. Like, there's still a lot of yard sales out there and there's still lots of product. But the problem is that people are trying to get a lot of money for this stuff. It wasn't like before when I would go to yard sales, it'd be like, oh, everything here is $1. Or, like, that's how it used to be. I used to be able to get inventory for so cheap. It's just not really like that anymore. So, of course, at the end of the day, I'm looking at my profits. How much am I spending on inventory, right? So, perhaps some of it's me, but I also feel like some of it is environmental. And I also believe that it is the economy, too, as well. You got to think, what are people buying? And are people even shopping on these platforms? Right? Like, are people still shopping on eBay and Mercari and Poshmark? Is this new generation of people do they not care about collecting as maybe another generation did? There's just so much. A lot of young kids are doing their own thrifting for stuff. They're not going on eBay and shopping. They're just going straight to the thrift stores. And that's why the thrift stores are raising their prices and doing well. I go in there, and at one point it was like I would go thrifting and I would see like all like resellers. And now it's like I go thrifting and it's like half resellers and the other half are these young kids that are out there searching for these gems for themselves, right? They're not going to the mall. They're going to the thrift stores. And they're buying out all the good stuff. And, they're not really too worried about comps because they're buying it for themselves. So for them, the prices at these thrift stores are good prices. And I'm watching this unfold right in front of me. eBay's starting to get a bad rep. There's lots of horrible sellers out there. Of course, there's bad buyers. I don't have to tell you guys. You guys already know that, right? But we have to be very aware that there are a lot of really bad sellers out there too, and they're hurting us really bad. And that's one of the reasons why I have a YouTube channel, because we're all co-workers here, right? We all have to be great on eBay, because every time we're great and every time we make a buyer happy, that buyer is going to come return on eBay, and they may not buy from that person, but they'll buy from one of us, right? So we really have to work together as a community to be great. And when you see people on social media that are asking questions about reselling, don't make them feel stupid. Don't make them feel bad about asking these questions. Give them good, solid advice, right? And I don't know, it's like I feel like everyone's just kind of like eating each other up alive sometimes. We really do got to come together, and we do got to make eBay be a better place, because if we can do that, more people will come shop on there. But I hear horror stories all the time from buyers that have really bad experiences with sellers. And honestly, as a buyer myself on eBay, I've had quite a few bad experiences. I've gotten something that arrived broken, and when I reached out to the seller about it, he accused me of trying to scam him. And it's like, why do we as sellers always go there first? Like, it couldn't really be that you didn't package it right? Could it just, maybe it be your fault? And we just always want to be defensive all the time. And I'm guilty of doing that myself, but it's something that I'm working on trying not to be. We got to be very professional with how we respond to our buyers, and we have to stop automatically thinking the worst of them. But anyways, I totally went down that rabbit hole of talking about all this stuff. I do think that eBay is a really great place. There are things about it that I think could be better and that eBay can work on to be better. I think it's a really great platform. And if anytime anybody ever asks me questions about eBay or tell me that they're thinking of selling on there, without even thinking about it, I totally encourage them to do it. It's a great platform. It is great. And Posh and Mercari are really great platforms as well, especially for new sellers or anyone that just has a few things in their closet. They want to make an extra space in their closet while also make a couple of extra bucks at the same time. Poshmark and Mercari are really great for those places. You don't have to actually have a whole business to do those things. And the last couple of years as selling full-time, I started off by talking about some of the bad stuff, but there's been a lot of really great things at the same time. I've really been able to be home and be there for my daughter as she grew at such a fragile age, and that was so special and so great. And like I said, I just had so much fun doing this. I feel like it helped me grow as a person and made me smarter, and I'm really proud of myself. I didn't become a six-figure reseller like some of the other YouTubers out there, or so they claim, but I really did make a great eBay store and a great profitable business. And I created a great YouTube channel that I'm very proud of, guys. And I just feel so blessed and so lucky to have like people in my life that have always encouraged me to chase after my dreams. My husband is like the best husband that anyone could ever ask for. My mom and dad, they are just always encouraging me. And my daughter, everyone, I feel like I have so much support. All my family, my aunts watch this channel, and I don't really have any regrets at all. And you know, my daughter is now at an age, she's about to turn 14 years old, and she doesn't need me as much as she used to, you know? And I'm already starting to feel a little bit of that empty nesting going on. So basically what I'm trying to say is I don't need to be home, you know? And at the time that I was home, it was great. It was great. But I have a daughter who is a cheerleader, and any parent out there that has a kid that's into sports knows that it can be very expensive. We live in an expensive state. So we had recently taken a trip to Walt Disney World. I had made a video not too long ago that I talked about. I was away for a week. That's where we went. We went to Disney World. My brother-in-law graduated in Florida. We went to go watch him graduate, and we all took a epic Disney vacation, and we were there for a week. It was so magical, so beautiful, and I had a great time. But while we were there, we watched the fireworks show at the Magic Kingdom, and they have this fireworks show, and it's called Happily Ever After. And I can't talk about the fireworks. It's my weakness, guys. It's just like you have something that like you talk about it, it makes you so emotional. You can never talk about it like without like getting teary-eyed. But that's just something about me is I'm just like, when I'm watching those fireworks at Disney, ooh. Anyways, this Happily Ever After fireworks show is very, very special. Whoever put it together is just so talented because he did it in a sequence of like using Disney music and Disney movies to represent our life. And it starts off by saying like, your dreams can come true, you know, if you believe. And for me, this is me and my personal journey is that I'm Christian, and, you know, I believe in God and I believe in Jesus. And, you know, whenever they talk about like faith and wishing upon a star, like for me, that means something else, right? So it was a very spiritual experience, because they just talk about, you know, like believing yourself and, you know, chasing your dreams, and you can do anything, and like all those encouraging things, right? And then it leads into like a segment that's about family and how important family is. And then it jumps into like friendship and like the people in your lives who are your friends, and you know, and then it jumps into like they start showing all the villains and like how life can be hard, and that, you know, like we have an enemy out there that attacks us, and you know, it's not always going to be happy all the time, right? And then it ended with like, but we can't have our happily ever after. So I'm watching this fireworks show and I'm crying, because I knew that when I got home, I knew that I was going to have to start searching for a job, because me and my husband talked about this ahead of time. We were like, we're going to go in and we're going to have like a great vacation, and then we get home, it's going to be like, buckle down, we're going to find you that job. And I was scared. I was really, really scared. And I just remember just like wondering like, how am I going to find something that gives me purpose, that gives me joy, you know? And then I have all these other things that like I wish I could find in a job, right? So, you know, I watched that fireworks show and I cried my eyes out and I prayed, and it was a very emotional thing for me, right? And then I came back home and I buckled down and I found a job. And I'm not going to talk about that job on here, because it's a part of my life that I do want to keep private. So I'm not going to tell you about where it is I'm working or anything like that, because it's just private. But I will tell you that God answered my prayers, and it is everything that I wanted. Everything and more. And I'm just blown away by what God continues to do in my life. I know he could do that for anybody watching this, whether it's you're looking for a job or whatever it is that, you know, like you need. Like, we just got to believe in it. When we pray, when we wish upon a star, we have to believe that what we want, as long as it's for good, that we can have it. We gotta have faith. Faith is so powerful. It is extremely powerful. Yeah, and I'm just gonna leave it at that for now. While this job is a part-time job, you know, like once I get in, you know, I'll find out, maybe I might work a few extra hours here and there, maybe I work less hours here and there. It's just like, it's that type of job, right? But because it's a part-time job, I can continue with my eBay business, guys. So I'm just so grateful, and just the way everything's worked out. I will be continuing to sell on eBay and resell and do all these great things, go yard selling during the weekends. And based off the time that I start work, I still get my shipment out every morning. I can still take my daughter to school, and I'm just so over the moon. Like, I just don't have words. And I don't fully know what the future is in store for this YouTube channel. If you're asking me right now, I'm absolutely going to keep it going. I have every intention on keeping this channel going. But the problem is that I just don't know how often I'm going to be able to post. My new job and family come first, and friends, family, friends, job, that's all first. And then I've got eBay after that will come. But And then, you know, like whatever I have left over after that will be for fun projects like my YouTube channel. I just don't know what my schedule is going to fully be like just yet, when I'm going to have time to be posting. But I do plan on still making videos. If I had to guess, I would think I'd probably be posting about 2 videos a month. I'll try to do more, but I think that's kind of going to be like more of a realistic thing. But I just ask that you guys just don't give up on me, and don't unsubscribe. And I still have so much to share with you all, and you know, doing this reselling journey together. So when I do make videos, I'm gonna try to make them be like really good videos, okay? Every now and then I'll try to come on and do a live. I don't really like doing lives. It makes me I get very nervous doing live. I do have a friend who's a really good friend of mine who resells. I may be trying to like, I don't know, but I may be trying to like talk her into coming and being on some of these videos with me, because I have a lot of fun with her. And she's very charismatic, so I think she would do really well on YouTube. But I don't know. I don't really know what the future has in store yet. Anyways, guys, if you stayed and listened, thank you so much. I so appreciate it so much, more than you know. And please like this video, subscribe if you're not already subscribed. I will still have more content. I'm going to try so hard to be better at posting on my Instagram account. If you ever need to message me for anything, I do have my email address in the description, but I'm very bad at checking it, guys. I feel so bad because sometimes like I'll go like a month without checking, and then I'll see that one of my viewers sent me a message, and then I had never responded. I feel so guilty. Send me a message on Instagram. That's the best way to reach me if you need to get a hold of me for anything. But I'm not the best at responding to that either, but I'm much better at it than my email. But anyways, guys, God is so good, and never forget that when you thrift upon a star, all your dreams will come true. I'll see you all in my next video. Bye.